YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction video. We have a brand new artist, song, album, everything. I have no idea. I'm going into this completely blind, and I'm ready for it. I'm sorry, uploads basically ceased for the past week. I watched Bo Burnham's Inside, and basically just like lost my confidence in my ability to produce content, and started to doubt my place on the digital space as a content creator. And you know, it was a little bit of a rock. It took me a rock to me a little bit. It took me a little bit to get that confidence back. Is it entirely back? I'm not entirely sure, but that said, the grind doesn't stop. We've got to keep going. I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to get momentum again. And we actually have a donor request today. We have a donation request from Levi, who has supported the channel many a time in the past. And as always, I'm greatly appreciative for it. I don't record for 1 week and I forget how to speak. And as always, in the donation request, I always like to mention, there's a link in the description. If you want to get two birds stoned at once, you can support the channel, you can support me, which is greatly appreciated, especially right now as I'm you know, in the middle of a job hunt. It's greatly appreciated, and you can also put in a song request, get it on the channel, get an expedited request onto the channel. Obviously, it's always optional. That said, we're doing In the Meantime today by a band called Spacehog. And when I say completely fresh, look, maybe I've heard the song and I don't remember it, but I don't know if I've even heard. This is the first time I've heard the name of this band in my entire life. Levi said that this is one of the most timeless and popular songs to come out of the 90s. And it's a crime that no YouTuber has ever reacted to it, which is interesting. I've actually done a couple songs before, never deliberately, but I've done songs that haven't been reacted to before, and people have commented being like, wow, you're the first person to react to this. I think there was a System of a Down song once, maybe a Slipknot song. So it's interesting to do a song that no one has reacted to before. I hope I do it justice. That said, I don't know what it is. We have the video. I don't know what to expect. Let's listen / watch this music video. Immediately a very 90s riff. Funky bass lines with spacey noises. Look at the sunglasses. That's so well. Yeah, very 90s, very 90s. I like the kind of the outfits and the way they present themselves. The haircuts are very, almost like Oasis-y, reminding me of the haircuts. I'm wondering where these guys are from. I don't know where there's a good way. Let me just Google them, I'm just curious. This is like totally irrelevant. But yeah, immediately very emblematic of the time, and I can see why this is seen as like they're from New York. They're from New York. Apparently they're glam rock and space rock. Yeah, I got the spacey, but I mean they're called Spacehog, and they had like these little sound effects, very sci-fi. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's interesting.
And I cry for me, I cry for you. The tears of holy joy, for all the days have still to come. And if I
I'm digging that the bass line's very powerful.
fly toward the sun, maybe in the meantime something strong.
good build and everything.
dream that I'm still to find. But in the meantime, life beyond you. Lands are green and skies are blue. All in all, it's just like you. Love beyond you. Life beyond you. Lands are
They were great energy.
green and skies are blue. Just like you. 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 Just like you.
Yeah, I love the way it's got a great energy to it. I love the way it built up. It didn't feel like it was necessarily building, like that was. It's not like they were leading in, but then it kind of you know, you're getting into the song. You got like it's got a good vibe to it, and then it's got this like really big, just a big nice sound at the end. It's quite I'm kind of half listening to the lyrics, half just enjoying the song. But I feel like it's quite an uplifting song from the glimpses of lyrics I've heard so far, but mostly the feel of it. It's quite nice. It just feels quite uplifting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that little moment at the end there. Why not? Why not? No, it's playing. Speaking of Oasis, it's playing. It's playing Noel next. That's fine. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I had a good time. I can see why that could be seen as a very 90s song. It very much had that stamp all over it, both like musically and the song itself, but even like the video, stylistically, the band and their image and stuff. But I really liked the singer was like super into it, which is cool. And obviously you don't necessarily tell when you're listening, or I guess you could, but as in like the video aids that because you can see him singing. But he was really like, yeah, dude, they were going for it, and like I said, it had a very good a very uplifting energy. I'd say. Forgive me, my thoughts are a little all over the place right now, but it had a very uplifting feel to it, I think, which is nice. I think the 90s, this sort of like a lot of like the rock or like sort of popular rock. There was like this weird like, and this is a couple. I was born in '99, so I missed this. But I feel like there was a lot. Obviously, grunge was super popular, and kind of like, you know, going into the 90s and through the 90s. They had a lot of, you know, Nirvana were very big and Pearl Jam were very big and blah blah blah. But then you also had this other side of the spectrum where there was a lot of like I guess songs like this and like the middle and a lot of songs like that where it was like super uplifting. So I almost feel like there was this like need for balance in the space at the time, and I could be way off the mark. I don't know what sort of middle ground there is and the whole spectrum, but at least from what I know, like I've been listening to a lot of grunge recently. I've been listening to a lot of grunge and post grunge, I'd say. You know, a lot of Nirvana, a lot of Pearl Jam, as I just mentioned, and then you know, people like Audioslave and Soundgarden, and less stuff like this. But then I feel like there was a lot of stuff like this as well that were more along those like uplifting lines. So I don't know if that was just like complete coincidence or if that was like a subconscious like sort of balance at the time. It was like the story of Live Forever by Oasis, where they really liked Nirvana, and then Nirvana brought out a song called I Hate Myself and I Want to Die, and then Oasis were like, no, we love Nirvana, but that's too sad, we're not having that. There needs to be some positivity in music and in the musical space right now, so they made the song Live Forever, which I always think is a really good story. So I don't know if this is necessarily the case, or if I'm thinking too widely in the 90s as a whole instead of just focusing on the song at hand, but it was a very nice song, and he's talking about, we love the all of you, We love the all of you, where the lands and green skies are blue, when all in all we're just like you, we love the all of you. It's like he's just like talking to anyone who's listening, like to people generally. Tears of holy joy for all the days you still become, and if I ever say I'd never play or fly towards the sun, maybe in the meantime something's wrong. Very poetic. Oh Jesus, I clicked on that lyric to see if there was an annotation, and it's about 8 paragraphs long. It's talking about Icarus and Daedalus. Okay, I know that story about flying too close to the sun and melting the wings, but I don't know if it were really. You know what, I'm not gonna sit here and read other people's interpretation. That's what I took from it. Uplifting. It was an uplifting song, and talking about we love the all of you. I feel like, I don't know if he's saying or the band is saying that to like the listener or to people generally or what, but that's what it felt like to me. It was quite a message almost, like putting a message out that to people generally, that people are loved, and that people, they just love humanity and living life, and that's why I'm saying it feels like a positive, uplifting song. I could be wrong, maybe that's not what they meant at all, but that's kind of what I took away from it, which is why I started talking about the positive music and stuff, I guess. That's what music's about, innit? And people can let me know what their interpretations are, as always. But yeah, it felt like it just felt uplifting and positive, and like just a good song to listen to if you're in a good mood. Maybe if you're in a bad mood, and take it as a little pick me up. But structurally, I like the way it kind of built, but like naturally, not in a way that was like it felt like it was building or you were ready for it to build. You were kind of enjoying the moment, and then it did kind of build up a bit at the end and have a lot of energy to it. It just felt positive. It felt like they had the tone right and the vibe right for what they were going for. And I like the guy's voice. I kept like thinking to compare it to people, and was like, actually, I don't really know who I'm like looking for. Not that I know, you know, some people like, you know, you don't want to be comparing artists or their styles or whatever, but it's something that I always do. If you've watched the channel for a while, I do it constantly. I'm constantly like, oh, this band reminds me of this band, or this person's voice reminds me of this person's voice, or whatever. I do it all the time. It's just something that I naturally kind of do when I'm experiencing new things. It's the same if I play a new game. If I'm trying to describe a video game to someone, I'll immediately be like, oh, it's like this but different in this way. You know what I mean? Like that's just something I've always done. But as I was listening to his voice, I couldn't really figure out exactly like who to even compare him to, which is, I think, a good thing. So I don't know. Maybe if I listened to his voice more, I'd pinpoint more why it feels familiar to me, or maybe I pinpoint more, oh, he reminds me of this person. Maybe not, but either way, in the moment, I think he had quite a unique voice, and that was something that, as someone who naturally looks for those comparisons, none were immediately coming to mind. That said, I think I've said my piece. I enjoyed that. I had a good time with it, which is, I think that was the point. It's just to have a good time with it. So it did its job. In that note, or in that case. I've stumbled over my words too much today, but you know what? That's fine. I'm only recording one. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Levi, as always, for the support of the channel. I am so massively appreciative every time, and hopefully for the first ever reaction on YouTube of that song, hopefully I did it justice, and hopefully more people react to it, because I had a good time. So hopefully more people react to it. That said, thank you for the support. Everyone, thank you for watching, and I will see everyone in the next video. Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get my uploads back rolling again. I just had a little bit of a little small existential crisis. Happens to the best of us. I appreciate you all. I'll see you next time. Later, guys. Bonk.